ladies and gentlemen. This is a story that came out September 10th, 2018 from Hechinger Report. And it is talking about how the colleges and universities will be impacted due to the low birth rate going on in America. It could mean a huge problem for these universities and colleges and them being able to keeping their doors open in the future. College students predicted to fall by more than 15% after the year 2025. What does the declining birth rate mean for colleges and universities and the students who hope to get a college degree a decade from now? The answer depends on where you live in the United States and how selective the college is. For most colleges and universities, the outlook is grim. But that could be a good thing for their future students. Nathan Graw, an economist at Carleton College in Minnesota, predicts that the college-going population will drop by 15% between 2025 and 2029 and continue to decline by another percent point or two thereafter. When the financial crisis hit in 2008, young people viewed the economic uncertainty as a cause for reducing fertility, said Graw. The number of kids born from 2008 to 2011 fell. And we know it's been on a decline, but I don't know. I know they said, during times of economic crisis in America, there was a decline, but these folks have never been able to bounce back. You're talking about a whole decade later. We are now in 2018, so that's 10 years for people to bounce back, and it's not happening. Fast forward 18 years to 2026, and we see that there are fewer kids reaching college-going age. Birth rates fail to rebound with the economic recovery. The latest 2017 birth rate data from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention posts new lows, marking almost a decade of reduced fertility. But not all colleges will feel the pain equally. Demand for elite institutions, the top 50 colleges and top 50 universities as ranked by New World drop by much less during the 2025 to 2029 period. 18 years following the birth rate dearth. And student demand for elite institutions may be 14% higher in 2029 than it was in 2012. Meanwhile, regional four-year institutions, which serve local students, are expected to lose more than 11% of their students, from 1.43 million in 2012 to 1.27 million in 2029. The Northeast, where a disproportionate share of the nation colleges and universities are located, are expected to be the hardest hit. By contrast, mountain states, where there are fewer students and fewer colleges, such as Utah and Montana, may see slight increases in student demand. Graw's forecast for the number of students at two-year community colleges and four-year institutions are published in his book, Demographics and the Demand for Higher Education, with updates on his website. He breaks the numbers down not only by type of school and how selective it is, but also by demographic region and race ethnicity. Why do the forecasts sometimes move in opposite directions? Graw explains the elite colleges are less affected by the birth dearth because they're a small niche market of fewer than 200,000 students that has benefited from the explosion in college education since the 1980s. The people who went to college 20 to 30 years ago got a degree. They're now parents of kids who are looking to go to college in the next 10 years or so, said Graw. If your parents went to college, your probably going to college is much greater than your probability of going to a highly selective 4-year college is not a lot higher. Given a lot, so what they're pretty much saying is there's still going to be a demand of foreign students coming in from Asian nations, India. They're expecting the size of foreign students to grow. So that really will be their only hope, especially if there's not enough students to go to these college in America. So, the foreigners will still be coming over here, probably higher numbers. And they're saying that, many of them are still highly attracted to getting their education here in America. Meanwhile, less selective institutions are not as likely to buck the powerful demographic trend of declining birth rates. Northeastern schools, especially those who cater to students who live nearby and feeling more pain because of demographic shifts that began well before the Great Recession hit, Americans are continuing to move away from the Northeast to the South, to places like Texas. In addition, birth rates are lower in the Northeast, where there is a smaller Latino population, which is very true. The Latino population, even here in New Jersey, is not real big, not in comparison to a place like Texas. Latinos have historically had the highest fertility rates among U.S. racial and ethnic groups. This may be good news for students who are currently in fifth grade or younger. Graw predicts they'll have an easier time getting admitted to schools as colleges fight more fiercely for the available students. Students are going to be a hot commodity, a scarce source, said Graw. It's going to be harder during this period for institutions to aggressively increase tuition. Yeah, that's the thing. If you want, the Black and Latino students, you're going to have to do something about some of those high tuitions that you have in place. That's very true. So I'm just going to go down a little. Graw argues that colleges might be able to avoid closures, budget shortfalls, if they can reduce their dropout rates and focus on keeping students and their tuition dollars on campus. Graw cites the example of the University of Southern Maine, which is coping with fewer students but operating with a larger budget because of its efforts to keep students through to graduation. Expect more colleges to launch student retention and student success initiatives. So, am I surprised? No. If the low birth rates are business and it's closing schools around the country, then you can expect this to hit the colleges. It's inevitable, especially with this generation in school right now that will soon be moving into college. Of course, it's the face of college is going to look very different in this country very soon. I mean, 2025 really is not that far away. And I just can see a lot of these smaller colleges not being as desirable, and many of them will have no choice but to close their doors. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.